Hi guys! I took my glasses off from the last video because it looks different, right? But now I'm like, okay, am I in frame? Can you see this junk in the background? Those are just empty boxes of Kit Kats. My brother sent me a bunch of different Kit Kats from Japan and those are just empty. I don't know, I don't want to throw them away, but I need to. For Hamicon Idols, we did a huge group order for Aqua's cosplays. We went with the seller because they have custom sizing and we have all different types of sizes and shapes in our group. So we were like, okay, we're gonna order from the same person. All of our costumes will be the same and they'll fit everyone. And that didn't quite work out. I think mine fits the worst. The director paid for custom sizing for mine because I was in between a large and an extra large. My thighs were like, you need an extra large. The rest of my body was like, you're on the lower, smaller end of a large. I thought she would just order an extra large and then I could just tailor it down. But she paid for the extra custom sizing for me. She didn't pay for it. We all paid ourselves. I think the cosplays were $80 to $90. 80 for like your regular sizing and then the extra $10 for custom sizing. And then our director had each of us pay $100 because she wanted to pay for fast shipping too and then maybe have some money left over. So she put in the $10 extra for me to have a custom size since I was in between sizes. That was great because that would make it better for me. I don't have to alter anything. But the seller, I'm pretty sure the seller just put an extra large in my bag and was like, you're good to go. Because the only thing that fits is the bloomers. I was like, oh, did you just get an extra large? And she's like, no, I paid for custom sizing for all the people that were in between sizes so they could fit. And I'm like, they did not custom size this. Like, it's pretty obvious. The skirt, as you can see, is huge. I can go about fixing it in different ways, but I think I'm just gonna take off the waistband, gather the top, and put a new waistband on it, and then turn the waistband into an actual belt. The top is big too, and there's a lot of places like I could take it in on the sleeves and stuff, but I'm not gonna make it fit super snug so I can like move my arms up and down. I kind of like that. I kind of already planned out to have like just doing like some strips of elastic on the inside, like shearing, just to bring it in and so that it'll still stretch. So I'll probably keep this part big, like the sleeve, just so I can move. And then maybe like after we perform and everything, I'll like take it in all like the sleeves a little bit and stuff. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Yeah, let's get started into fixing this cosplay. When you see this video, it will have been after Hamicon because our director wanted us to keep this cosplay a secret. Which I wish it wasn't, so I could just post it. But yeah. So maybe I'll put like, here's me dancing in it. Ooh, here's a picture of me as Mari. Okay, let's get started. So I'm going to start on this skirt and I'm just going to seam rip the waistband off. I'm going to probably leave the zipper attached to the white part and then seam rip it from the rest. Starting from the inside, I see the seam here has some bias tape on it, so I'll probably have to take that off and then also detach the seam. After fiddling with this a little bit, it looks like this is just on the edge of the vinyl here, so I don't even have to take this. This isn't bias tape either. It's actually satin ribbon. So I can just pop that seam off easier. I guess it's not easier, it's just like I don't have to seam rip that part too unless I need this section, but I doubt I will because it has puncture marks from the stitching. Alright, so here is the skirt with the waistband taken off, and as you can see I did a zigzag stitch with some yarn so I can gather the skirt. Here is the new waistband. It's just a straight waistband. It was a 3-inch wide strip of fabric. There we go. So the finished will be an inch. Here is the belt. the pieces from the waistband, which is the belt. I tried it on and I think I might just be able to use this. I might extend it a little bit, but like this whole chunk is like unnecessary. So this kind of tells you how off the measurements were. Let's see here. 9 inches. It's 9 inches too big. What in the world? Here is the skirt taken in. It fits great. It can sit a little bit lower than it is, but I think this is fine. It's comfortable. I didn't want it to be like gripping me. I forgot to mention, I did this before I started filming, which was just stitch this trim down because it was flipping up a lot, the yellow trim, and so I just did a top stitch right there to help it settle down. Before I am going to take in my top, I reinforced buttons and snaps and even this bow a little bit. Everything kind of just felt flimsy. I know a lot of these costumes are kind of rush made, so everything was loose, so I was just like, you know what, since I'm going to dance in this, I need to reinforce everything. I reinforced these buttons, I reinforced this little strip right here, and I do have to make that change into my Guilty Kiss outfit. So I was like, okay, I don't want to like be ripping these snaps off. Is the inside of my top. I did go a whole inch over, but then it was just too tight. It actually fit really good. It could still go in at the waist, but just moving and dancing was too tight. It was definitely too tight in the sleeves, like even just to wear. But of course I could have, you know, tapered it down in the sleeves, but I was just like, well, I still need all over space to be able to dance in it, so I just ripped that out. I think this is like 5/8 of an inch, yes. But before I did that, I actually basted, as you can see those basting stitches, I basted the seams together, the side seams, like the lining and the top fabric, just so it wouldn't shift around, the seam wouldn't shift around. So first I did that, and then I just left the basting stitches in because it doesn't matter. And then on the back, because it still is too big, and I don't like how it looks, I decided to use one of these things, which is, they actually make these for shirts, like for vests. I like see people put them on to like kind of cinch it at the waist. But this is actually one of those fitted sheet holders. So it came with 4 in a pack, and I think the pack was like $3 or $4. And I mostly bought it just for the hardware because it was cheaper just to buy that. But this actually matches, so I'm just gonna leave it like this. And this is great because the elastic helps like when I'm stretching and moving, and then of course it holds in my waist, so it just has a better fit, at least to the front and the side. The back, it's a little bunchy, but you know, that's okay. You hardly see my back when I'm dancing anyway. Here's how the top looks on. I think it looks really good. It fits a whole lot. Did I button this week? Sometimes I snap these all wrong. There's still like lots of space, which I need to dance and move in. I don't have this, there's like a little hook right here that hooks. I don't think I'm gonna dance with that closed because I just feel like I'll just bust it. And it's just a tiny little hook. It's just this tiny little hook, which I definitely reinforced, but like this little part was starting to bend out. Here is the back. As you can see, it's a little bunchy, but that's okay. I think from the side it kind of looks okay. Looks great from the front. For my belt, I know I said that I was probably just gonna leave it this length and not adding anything onto it because this does fit around my waist just like this, but then how am I supposed to attach that? Usually you loop it through this little loop here, so I needed to extend it a little bit. So I'm just going to I'm definitely going to flip it over and then sew it together so it's just one continuous piece, and then hem the belt, and then I'll probably just cut off whatever's excess and loop it through the buckle. I cut off the like kind of ribbon that they used as bias tape so that this could tuck into here and this flap could just flip over. It doesn't look pretty on the inside, but you're not gonna see that part, so it doesn't matter. Here's what the belt looks like up close. My stitching's terrible. this is, I don't know if if you've sewn vinyl before, you know how horrible that is. And I had a better foot to put on, but I just didn't feel like putting it on, so I just had to like kind of like guide it through. I don't want to say pull it through, but like that's basically what I had to do to get it through the sewing machine. And I ended up sewing down 2 lines of stitching because the first line that was really close to the edge, it wasn't catching this side of it, so I was just like, I'll just do another line of stitching. And then I did the stitching on the edge. This looks terrible. But that's okay because you're not going to really be able to see it. I'm not worried about it. This has been a nightmare. Here is the belt on. It's a little tight. I have it on. It's not even attached to the buckle, so there's plenty of space to undo it. I'm not sure how I want to do this. I might just leave it like this because I danced in it and it stayed pretty well, but I'll have to have it tight so it's kind of pinching me for it to not move around so much. But I might loosen it and then put like a snap here and here so it kind of stays on the waistband of the skirt. I'm not sure. I even thought like just sticking some bobby pins in there while I'm dancing might actually work just fine as well. And this doesn't even like move anywhere, so I think I'm just gonna not even sew this down. Pin it. It's a bobby pin. Should be able to see it, but yeah, happy.